Hello, we're the Final Bosses, and today we're going to be looking at the fates of Ahsoka Tano and Ezra Bridger. Well, with that out of the way, let's fight.
Massive Star Wars spoilers ahead. Now, to start things off, the Rebel sequel series has been announced, but with no release date. So we do know at some point we're going to find out what happened to Ezra after he and Thrawn went into the unknown regions. So to make things somewhat easier, let's try to make a timeline to know when the series will happen, and let's try to also piece together who will go and as this changes fates.
Sabine and Ahsoka leave Lothal when Sabine says,
After the war,
"We know that the war ended with the Battle of Jakku. She could still be talking about the Battle of Endor. That was really the war's turning point and the beginning of the end, but we'll assume this is post-Battle of Jakku." Now, we know Hera and Rex fought in the Battle of Endor, and in the trailer to the upcoming game, Star Wars Squadrons, we see Hera. However, this is still before the Battle of Jakku. We don't see Hera in canon after that at all. However, we do see the ghost show up in The Rise of Skywalker.
Since Ahsoka and Rex are rumored to be in The Mandalorian, and we know that's 4 years after the Battle of Jakku, we can safely say that Rebel sequel series would be in between then. However, we still hear nothing about Ezra and Ahsoka. We don't hear about them at Luke's temple, nor do they seem to be known as threats, as they are not mentioned by the First Order, yet. Lastly, we know that Ahsoka speaks to Rey during her fight with Zombie Palpatine. While all the voices are dead Jedi, Disney has said that this doesn't mean Ahsoka is also dead. Quick side note, Hera's Force-sensitive son is not among those known at Luke's temple.
Okay, now that we have taken care of what we know, let's start the theory. The Rebel series will take place after the Battle of Jakku. Most, if not all, the original crew head to the unknown regions in the Ghost to search for Ezra. Other than Callus, every one of the Spectres would do whatever it takes for Ezra. So our crew is Hera, Ahsoka, Sabine, Zeb, Chopper, Jaqen, and Rex. They make their way to deep space where they find Ezra. But they also find Mortis. Yes, that strange place where Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka went in the Clone Wars, where they met the father, the son, and the daughter. Anakin visiting did result in the death of all three, but it did balance the Force on Mortis. There is an ongoing theory that Ahsoka has a connection somehow to the daughter, and Anakin to the son. With the death of Anakin, however, that connection to the son is severed.
So what does Mortis have to do with Ahsoka and Ezra now? Well, I do think they're going to receive visions of the future, most likely destruction of Luke's temple and the rise of the First Order. Thanks to the Rebels, we know that time travel is possible inside the world between worlds. And it seems possible to change time. However, getting into the world between worlds is a different story. However, it's safe to say that they can through the Mortis. So how much can one change in time? How far ahead can they see? Those are tough questions with no real answers. We know that Ezra saved Ahsoka, but was he meant to do that? So was it always supposed to happen? Or did he change the timeline? No matter what the case, they see that if they interfere at all, the First Order wins. This frustrated Ezra, as he can see the death and destruction, but is powerless to stop it. He tries to leave, but before he can go, a portal opens and Ahsoka sees Rey calling out to the Jedi. She reaches out with the Force to Rey, helping her, and the portals close. And Ahsoka turns and sees Luke, Leia, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda, who tell her and Ezra to find the lost Force users that they didn't see at Luke's temple, and to train them. Not to be Jedi, but to be balance keepers. And when the light rises, so does the darkness.
Ahsoka and Ezra set up on a world in the unknown regions and go on missions to find and bring willing Force wielders to train them. Hera stays with them so they can train Jaqen. Zeb returns to his people, and Ahsoka and Rex, of course, stick together. On one mission, Ahsoka and Rex come across the Mandalorian and the child. The Mandalorian refuses to give the child to them, and they agree to help find the homeworld. I will save that theory for later, but in the end, the child goes with Ahsoka to be trained. Ezra and Ahsoka have many years of success, and these, let's call them Grey Jedi, they do missions across the unknown regions. Ahsoka and Ezra keep them from messing with the First Order, as the Jedi must defeat the Sith. However, when Poe's call in Rise of Skywalker goes out, Jaqen takes the Ghost to go and fight. Afterwards, he meets Rey and introduces Rey to Ahsoka and Ezra. They agree that Rey may train Jedi, but warns that a dark side will balance itself out as it always does, even if there are no more Sith.
So in the end, Ezra and Ahsoka having fulfilling lives, training a new generation of Force wielders away from the drama of the Skywalker and the Palpatines, The Grey Jedi then moved back into the explored space, and together with Rey maintained peace throughout the galaxy. I know this is very positive, but with them both having such painful pasts, having a nice ending is well deserved.
Well, that's our theory on the fate of Ezra and Ashoka. If you guys want more Star Wars content like Clone Wars or Rebels, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And if you have a theory about their fate, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. But as always, we have been the Final Bosses.